The Monster Legends Guide where we talk about a monster's moves, runes, his partners, all that jazz. Today is going to be the fastest guide. Due to a number of reasons. One, I want to get this posted at noon. Two, I've already done this guide, got deleted, and I want to get this done at noon. And three, I just want to get this done at noon because you know why? It's high noon. It's high noon. It's an instant kill. It's really cool. The name it's a McCree reference. Okay. Pistol McCree, bam. If he gets, if you get Sting or Westclaw, you gotta name it McCree. That's rule number one with this monster. If you wanna know how to be the best Sting Westclaw player ever, you gotta name it McCree. You just have to. If you don't name it like that, you don't get it. It's got a power of 3,608. Pretty solid damage dealer in terms of power. In a power sense, that's really good. That's an astronomically high power. It's been a while since we saw that huge of a power beyond Ratadors, which is a fire-based monster. I think it was 3,800. I don't remember exactly on the details, but I know it was in a ridiculous range. This guy just has a power 3,608. Sadly, though, his moves don't actually contribute it with this in terms of an Earth-based fight. If he's fighting Earth-based monsters, this means nothing because he doesn't do anything to Earth-based monsters. Power 33,477. Really good life. If you rank this up, this will have a decent lifespan, and it will get what you want done, whatever it may be. Because again, with its ultimate, which we'll talk about in a bit, speed 3,476. This thing is super duper awesome fast. For an attacker, it outpaces a lot of the more slower attackers, specifically Burotigor. So if you actually go before Burotigor, I'm not saying this is a hard counter to Burotigor, despite even having anticipation, because in all honesty, it doesn't really matter if you do have anticipation. It's like, oh, Dib, he won't use his extra turn skill. Burotigor kills anything. At that point, you gotta understand with that logic. Even if he doesn't do the extra turn skill, he'll probably do his 70 based, 60, whatever, special base skills and just kill something. You see, yeah, he doesn't really need the extra turn skill. If anything, just one less monster he kills, and he's probably going to kill Sting Westclaw first. That's probably his first priority. So unless you run him like Rainbow build, it's probably the first thing to go. So yeah, that's just how that goes. Pretty good base speed. If you do get ult though, then it's a pretty good opportunity to kill Burotigor. So what's the ultimate, Dib? Ultimate is 100% chance of killing one enemy called High Noon. Oh god, that's a scritchy High Noon. Trait. Harder than anticipation. I didn't really go into in depth with this. It's not too complicated. If he gets this, you die. A monster just dies. You just lose a coin automatically if you don't prepare for it. So that means if you don't bring a resurrection monster, you just lose a coin. It's a guaranteed 100% kill on one enemy. You're guaranteed to die. You just die. If you don't have evasion, you die. If you don't have resurrection, you die. That's just how it works. Harder than anticipation, it has a 20% chance not to get hit with a status effect. So basically, you have a 20% chance not to get hit with anything, in terms of status effects related, freeze, stun, DOT, what have you. You just have a less likely chance to actually get hit by anything with it. And you have anticipation. Anticipation's really good. Just being able to intercept extra turn monsters. So this is actually a really hard counter to Voltec. Pretty much any Thunder monster that relies on extra turn skills. It can be a very, 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 very hard counter. That's actually one of his pros. He will pub stomp pretty much any Thunder monster in the game. But then again, Burotigor already does that, and he just pub stomps anything in the game. Again, I'm not saying he's better than Burotigor. I'm just pointing out his pros. Burotigor pretty much does the same thing, if not just better. And he doesn't naturally. He doesn't need an ult to do what he does. If you have him at rank 3, he'll, with like 2 really high-end strength runes, he'll get the job done. Like, I'm talking about Burotigor at this point, but yeah. Going back to Sting Westclaw, Ardent Anticipation, pretty good. He's in Superheroes, Evil Legions, and Good Legions. This means he's available in 3 books. Really awesome, really good. Very, very, very usable. In terms of war, you can probably use this man a lot. He's available all the time. What's his availability? All the time, every time. Whenever you need him, wherever you need him. Up in the attic, down in the basement. Someone's gonna make that an innuendo. What? He's He's just available. He's just, if you need him, odds are you'll be able to bring him to war because he's in superhero, evil legions, and good legions. As far as I'm concerned, these are the most often war books ever. They appear all the time. And so it's really, really good in war. This also means he's a good team speed holder. If you have no real interest in making him your main damage dealer, if you're just there for just the anticipation catch, you can do that. That's acceptable. You know, you can run him full team speed, even though he doesn't do really any damage at that point. He's there to just catch off any Voltic or just any electric-based monster that again relies on thunder-based skills, and you just kind of get a good job on it. In terms of that team speed concept. Let's see here. Anything skill groups on? Not really worth mentioning. Do I feel lucky? This applies double damage and minor blind to itself and gives an extra turn to itself. So you have a slight chance to miss. This is basically all it really does. You just have a really, really slight chance to miss. 25% chance. This doesn't really seem good, like, on paper, but it gives you, like, an extra turn. So that means you can do, like, your 45 damage AoE. Oh, wait. Oh, he doesn't actually have one. He has a 35. So I guess you could boost your single target damage skill to that extent. But this just gives you an extra turn. This basically just cheeses. This is pretty much get out of possession free card. If it does get possessed, and it does do this, you can pretty much weasel your way out of possession fights, which is pretty good because everyone uses Baba Yaga. Let's see here. This breaks shields. Given the fact this thing doesn't have any special damage, all of his damage is earth-based damage, this, as far as I'm concerned, just kind of pointless on him, because he doesn't do any special kind of damage. Like, it's good for, like, anything that applies shields that is not earth-based, but it's not good for, like, having to take out earth monsters, right? It's just, that's the same problem with, like, a monster called Deadwolf. Even though he does have a special base skill, it's only one special base skill, and it's on a 2-turn cooldown, and it's on 50 damage. It doesn't seem too reliable. You have to pretty much apply double damage before even getting anything done on it in order to kill a earth-based monster, and it might have shield at that point, so it's kind of meh. It's the same problem. This is your spammable skill. Aim for the heart. Run the skill. It's your 60 damage spammable skill. Why not? Make my day, boy. I added the boy at the end. It's like make my day, boy. Applies double damage and precision to itself. No extra turn. This is basically it's kind of like a nerfed Osteoclast double damage because it's only on a 1-turn duration. Osteoclast lasts for 2. Even though Osteoclast is slower and has a less life pool. If you rank it up and give it, like, the extra turn skill that it does have, which is better, actually, between, Do I Feel Lucky, which runs on a 3-turn cooldown, Osteoclast has a spammable 30% shield, so they have to do, like, it's kind of like peel damage. They kind of have to peel Osteoclasts off before they can actually do damage to them, at least 30% of that as life cat, so if you're running, Rainbow Rune build ranked up, seems pretty decent. This man has a 1-turn less duration on double damage, which isn't really good. I also like to add the fact Osteoclast does special-based damage too, just meaning it runs more optimal. And he has a 45 damage skill. With this, it's not special-based, it's earth-based, but it's better than running a 35 damage AoE, which is earth-based, and it's kind of garbage. That's a garbage damage AoE. That's not a lie about that. In terms of pure damage, that's trash. Make my day, double damage precision. Given the fact it really doesn't... I'd probably run it. At that point, I'd just probably run it. It works well with Aim for the Heart. Get Off the Coffins Ready. This deals heavy earth damage to one enemy and gives an extra turn to itself while also breaking their shield. Again, this guy's really good in terms of dealing with anything that's not earth-based. The problem is we need a damage dealers that get rid of earth-based monsters because they're usually really tanky and annoying and they don't die otherwise. This thing, as far as I'm concerned, is worthless against all the important checks like Balor fights, Burotigor fights, even Ouros fights. As much as Ouros doesn't really do anything, if you can't really do anything to Ouros either unless you get your ultimate. And that's the same condition with Ouros. If he gets ultimate, he kills you. So it's meh. Again, this guy is really, really good at just destroying extra turn monsters. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of the best things to bring to thunder-based fights. I didn't add that thunder-based extra turn thing, but you know that's the best thing to bring this guy too, because he'll just destroy thunder monsters. But then again, Burotigor does the same thing and he kills anything. So that's just kind of what it's what you think. Claw Fanning. This deals moderate earth damage. It's your basic land earth-based AOE. So what I would actually run, I'd run the Do I Feel Lucky, the Spammable Earth-based skill, Make My Day, and well, I guess I would run the AOE at that point, huh? I would actually just run the Clawing Fanning and get the coffins ready. This just gives you AoE damage. It gives you basically your very bland, very same damage moveset. Again, this guy doesn't have a special base damage skill, which it needs because that's the same problem with Dead Wolf. Overall, really good at taking out anything that's not its type. But that's the problem. It can't take out its own type, which is bad because it's the earth. It's earth based, so it has to deal with the tankiest monsters in the game. So that's not good. It just isn't. Really, what you do, the reason why anyone would ever run this monster on defense over Burotigor is really just the ultimate. Which again, there's no real point because Burotigor at rank 3 does that naturally, so it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Dib the Awesome. Thank you very much for watching this guide. If you have any questions, any more really, answer them in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day.